crazy church, you know? I feel so at home here. I pastored in Brockton for 33 years, Brockton, Massachusetts. And our secretaries would get flashed at the office, and we had all kinds of stuff. One morning, they were praying, and we had kettle drums. We were really uptown with kettle drums, timpanis. And we're all praying with our heads down. A guy walked in the church, walked all the way down to the front, and we had a kettle drum solo in the middle of the prayer that I'll never forget. I feel like I'm home, I really do. I want to bring you greetings from 182 other Assembly of God churches that are meeting this morning just like you are, across Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. What I'm sad to say is that of 11,650,000 people in those three states, this morning in all of our churches combined like this, only about 35,000 people. So many more people need what has happened to us to be transformed by the power of God. 11 years ago, I did a sabbatical. And one of the people I wanted to see and talk to and be in church with was Will Barton. So I went to the church that Sunday with my wife. He took us to lunch afterwards. It was about a 4-hour lunch. We talked most of the afternoon. And I remember him saying to me, Pastor Bob, I have no idea what I'm doing. The church was exploding in growth. Later on, I said to Will, I said, if you had to tell somebody in a single sentence how this happened, what would you say? He said, you know, it's not like we tried to grow. But what we did do is we found a need in our city. And by God's help, we met that need. And the needs, he said, the needs kept getting bigger. So our faith kept getting bigger, and our church kept getting bigger. That is one of the most wonderful formulas for growth that I've ever heard. I want to tell you something. This is a tough Sunday for your pastor and for you. It's scary when a pastor says, God has called me. That call is transitioning him out of the role of your lead pastor. But it does not transition him from the purpose that he has preached and lived, which is to love God and to love people to him.
Amen.
That remains the same. I want you to know you're going to be okay. And let me tell you why. First of all, and your pastor will tell you this, Jesus Christ alone is the head of the church. 20 centuries have come and gone. Martin Luther to Martin Luther King. And the church is still here. And it's strong. And it's growing around the world. He's the head of it. The second reason I know you're going to be okay is you're a church that's on mission. I'm sad to tell you this, but in dealing with so many churches, I know when a church is sick. It gets sick when it's off mission. When they start making their building their focus point, or their carpet, or whatever. Anything but people. They're off mission. And since Pastor Willis come 20 years ago, this church has never gotten off mission. Oh, it built buildings all right, but it stayed on mission. Number 3. I want you to know you have strong leadership that Pastor Will has trained and raised up, and God has blessed him with. Dr. Clavis and Danny and Jason and Brian. Brother Kubisky here helping. You're okay. You're okay. The fourth reason I want to tell you that you're going to be okay. Pastor Will would never leave you if you weren't going to be okay. He would stay and see you through it. I didn't do this in the other verses, but today, driving over, a verse came to my heart, Pastor. It's found in Mark's Gospel, chapter 5, verse 36. Jairus has come to Jesus. His daughter is dying. While he's trying to get Jesus' attention and tell him about it, Jesus gets interrupted by the woman with the issue of blood, and in that time, the servants come and they say to Jairus, don't bother the teacher anymore, your daughter's dead. It's too late. And verse 36 says this, Jesus, ignoring what they said, and I just want to say to you, church, you're going to have to, during this season, you're going to have to ignore what some people say. Jesus, ignoring what they said, replied. Here's what he said. And I give you this blessing. Don't be afraid. Just believe. Pastor Will, would you come and join me? This is the third time that we've done this. So I've been bringing him these gifts. I've given him these gifts. And I feel like the word in Job, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Yeah. But one more time in Shrewsbury, you can hold on to it, okay? But I brought him gifts. And this gift here is, he said he's gonna rest first. He's gonna take some time to rest, and that's so right. But I know him. And I know how he rests. His body may be still, but his head's not still. And he's a dreamer, and he's a visionary. And God's going to continue to speak. And I brought a gold pen for him to write down what God's saying to him. And the title, I love the title on the pen, because it's centered in his heart. It's a cross pen. Woo! Amen. And then I brought 2 audiobooks. The first one is called The Traveler's Gift, because when he goes to fix Mom's house, it's a 5.5-hour drive or so, and he can listen to this. And then the second audiobook is The Final Summit. And it's a powerful story, both of them will. You need to listen to them in that order. But I just want to bless you, and I want to say to you what I said in the other services. Luke chapter 24:49, people look at what you're doing and they're scratching their heads and they're wondering, because usually people leave because there is trouble. That's not wise leaving. And Jesus didn't leave that way. Luke 24:49 says this about Jesus. Having blessed them, he left them. Pastor Will, and that's what I see you doing. You have blessed not just Liberty Churches and the New England Dream Center, but the city of Worcester, the town of Shrewsbury, and this region.